Hey folks, welcome to another edition of Play Branson, where you get to know Branson's entertainers better. My name's Chris Meyer. I'm going to be your host today for the show. We have some guests that have never been on the show before, and we have Stevie Lee Woods and Mark Boyd, and they're over at the Branson Star Theater. Lots going on over there. We want to hear all about it, and so you'll want to stay tuned to hear what's going on at the Branson Star Theater. Labor Day is this weekend, and so that's always a really popular time in Branson. And so if you're making last minute Labor Day plans, plan to come to Branson. If Branson is open, we're ready to go. You can do the lake, the outdoor activities, shows, attractions, all of that kind of stuff. I'll give you a few fun facts about Labor Day. It was first celebrated in New York City in 1882. And the first Waffle House was actually opened on Labor Day. Never knew that. And Oregon was the first state to declare it an official holiday. So we'll be back in just a second with more.
There are so many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson, and today we are here with Stevie Lee and Mark Boyd over at the Branson Star Theater. So guys, good to have you here.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Good to have you in town. I was telling you off camera, I think probably the hardest thing to do is open a new show during COVID, but you're doing it. We're going to talk about that. But you guys have got kind of a long history in the music business, and so kind of take us through your history, and then we'll talk about the shows in the next segment.
Well, myself, I'm kind of fortunate. I grew up in a musical family. My dad played for Lester Flatt and Earl Scruggs, and he did that for quite a few years. So when you listen to the song, the Beverly Hillbillies theme song, you hear my dad picking on that. Okay. And so with that, and he moved us. I was from Bluefield, Virginia. He moved us to Chicago, Illinois, where he started recording for ABC Records, and he got fed up with it. He was raising a family and this, that, and the other thing. And they called him one night and asked him to come play guitar for him. And he said, "No, I don't want to do it. I'm raising a family now and all that." And he went and did it anyway. They said, "Well, this is going to be the next big thing." And the next big thing turned out to be Eddie Arnold. Yeah. So it was really cool stuff. So growing up and all that, my entire family played music. My brothers played, everyone except my mom. My mom could barely play the radio. But, God rest her, I love her. But anyway, the whole family played music. My brother guitar, my dad guitar, my little brother bass. I play a little bit of this, that, and the other, but not enough to call myself a musician. I sing and songwriter, yes. About 1993, I went to Nashville, Tennessee, and pushed by everybody to go to Nashville, went to Nashville, and went to Printer's Alley. You familiar with Printer's Alley? Went there, and there was a place called Scully's, I believe it is, or Skulls, I can't remember it exactly, but one of the two. And I got on stage, and this guy came out of the audience, and he said, "Here's my card. You need to see me tomorrow at United Artists Building, and meet me there at 9 a.m. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, another guy in Nashville telling you that they're going to make you a star and all this stuff." And so the next morning I got up, and my dad said, "You don't have anything to lose. Go up there." And so my brother and I jumped in the car, went over to United Artists Building, and he gave me, there was a gate. It was a gated parking garage. And he said, before I left that night, he said, "Now when you get in the gate, the entrance codes are the sign of the cross. Dun, 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 and bum, bum." And I said, "Okay, cool." I remember that. Got there that next morning, and I did the sign of the cross on this big gate, and there was these iron gates. It was crazy. And I did the codes, and the gates, they open up. And I was like, my heart dropped. So I went in there, and I got a record deal, and the record deal was with a large major record company, anyway. And I had a #1 record, and it was a record written by Jerry Fuller called "Is There Anything Left?" And thanks to you guys, that song went to #1. And one thing led to another. I got signed with my first agency, and that was World Class Talent. and a lady by the name of Barbara Mandrell owned that agency.
Barbara Mandrell.
And so she signed me and started touring me around, and one thing led to another, and I got signed to Budley Attractions and William Morris, where they put me as the opening or baby act, as they called it, and toured me around the country and across the sea, the big pond, for about 9 years. And I was opening with everybody. I toured with Martina McBride, Lori Morgan. I mean, I could sit here and go on and on. I was with somebody for 6 or 8 weeks at a jaunt and on a show called Country Across America. And then in about the same time period, it might be 95, I'm not sure, I don't remember exactly, I had a television show on the USA Network called Today's Hot Country. And that lasted for 2 seasons, and then we were canceled. But it was a good.
It happens, right?
Cool. Yeah. It's a good deal. But so I've done a lot. Now I find myself in Branson. I moved to Branson in 2005. Still touring around, still playing music around the country and all that. But liked Branson and have a home out there on the lake. And started the show, met these guys, and we've been playing ever since and having fun while we're doing it. And I'm not just saying it, and with these guys with work here, not just saying it to be saying it, but I have probably one of the best, if not the best band in Branson, and I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
So, Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I moved here back in the early 90s. I'd been on the road for about 15, 16 years. Decided to come here and live, raise a family, and started with a show here called 50s at the Hop.
Oh, yeah.
About the second season they were going, and stayed with those guys for about 11 years. And it was a good run, and then I had an offer to go to work with Mo Bandy. So I started with him in 2003 and stayed with him till, I believe 2014.
Wow.
And I'd met Stevie while I was working with Mo also.
Yeah.
So we started doing some stuff together, and then this theater thing came up. It sounded like a great idea. It sounded like something that Branson really needs. They hadn't had national acts here in a long time.
Yeah.
And I think it'll be great.
So, Mo Bandy, were you there when President Bush came to his theater?
I was the year after he had got here.
The year
That's
after.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I remember going to the theater, and I want to say the president was wearing his suit and everything.
Right.
He had tennis shoes on or something
he did.
like that.
That's right.
And,
Yeah.
You went and saw Mo Bandy? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and Secret Service people everywhere.
Yeah.
For weeks before he got here. Yeah.
So even though the show is new, like you've been here in Branson for quite a while then.
Quite a while.
And have you done other things in Branson prior to this latest thing?
Not really. I've done a few landing center stage concerts, and those were primarily when we would kick off a new record. Like I have a record came out in 2014. 2010 is when I did my first landing show, and it was promoting a record called It's Only Money, which was probably it was the most requested song on KRZK and 102.9 The Z, all those stations around here, and nationally, and made it internationally. It got a lot of airplay. But so we were promoting the record and down on the landing, and then the 2012 and 14, every couple years promoting a different record, and then 2014 made a big blowout with the Hey, What Do I Know, which is still on CMT and GAC now. They still have that in rotation, which is cool.
Yeah.
So, long lived.
So you would kind of classify your style of music as obviously country then, is that right?
Country with a little bit of, it's high energy, a little bit of a kick, and the songwriting, it kind of changes depending on the mood, It's, they're all telling life stories, my songs are telling life stories, I guess.
Yeah. So Mark, how did you guys get connected?
That's a good question. I don't really remember how we ended up. I think I was called for a gig.
Yeah.
No, I think it's when we also had a place that in Hollister, and it was Audie's Pizza. Do you remember Audie's Pizza? We had great
downtown.
Pizza,
Downtown.
Yeah, right across.
Yeah,
right
Casey's.
in Old Town, right next to Casey's.
I know where it's at. I didn't go there, but I know where it's at.
Anyway, I think you came in the bar or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We just hit it off though. We've been doing stuff ever since.
Okay. Awesome. It says here, Stevie, that you opened, and you mentioned some of these earlier, but Lori Morgan, John Michael Montgomery, Martina McBride, Diamond Rio, Brooks and Dunn. So you've toured with a lot of entertainers.
Oh, yeah.
They threw me overseas with, and I'll never forget this as long as I live. And I did a lot of those jaunts, but with Merle Haggard and Freddie Fender and all those
Freddie.
big ones, you know. And I was overseas touring all over the world. I mean, all over the world, literally.
Yeah.
So it was cool, man.
And it says here you've also been on the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think that's a big honor.
Yo, man, it's a
thrill.
great thing. It's a thrill, and it's so cool. You know, they say when you're standing, you've heard people talk about the circle on the stage. When you walk into there and you're standing on the circle, and it's just kind of freaky. You know, it's this weird feeling comes over you, like
To think of all the superstars that have been standing right in that spot. You know?
Now I went on a tour, just backstage tour, and it was very entertaining and very a lot of history there. Okay, folks, we will be back in just a minute, and we're going to hear what's going on today over at the Branson Star Theater. So hang tight, we'll be right back.
So many things to do in Branson. You need help planning and booking all your fun. You need iBranson.com. You can find everything Branson has to offer from your computer, tablet, or cell phone. You can even buy tickets online or talk to one of their friendly Branson travel specialists. There's no sales pitches, no delivery fees, no service fees, and no waiting. It's fast and easy. Find your fun at iBranson.com. Do it all online or call 877-ENTERTAIN. That's 877-368-3782. iBranson.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to Play Branson. We are here today with Stevie Lee Woods and Mark Boyd, and they are over at the Branson Star Theater, and lots of new and exciting things happening over there. And so tell people what's going on.
Well, the Branson Star is pretty cool. You know, if you live in Branson or from Branson, you probably know it has a rich history. Actually, it was built for Willie Nelson and Mel Tillis. They're the ones who originally were doing the Branson Star, and then Yakov, and the list goes on. Doug Gabriel was there, the Rankin Brothers were there. Who else am I missing?
I think Shoji was there.
Shoji was there. Shoji built it. Maybe Shoji built it, and then Tillis, and then moved in. But it's had everybody, like Johnny Cash has been in there performing, Loretta Lynn, and all the greats. I mean, it's kind of crazy. And now we find ourselves on the same stage, and we're in the big theater. It has two theaters in that building, and there's a large one that seats 1,380, and then there's a smaller theater that seats 300. And they're very nicely done. Mm-hmm. There's not a bad seat in the house. The sound is amazing. And so it's a great thing. We've got several shows in there right now. We've got my show, the Nashville Roadhouse Live, which is the slogan is where country meets rock and roll, and we literally mean that. It's like takes you on a journey from start to finish. We open up, it's high energy, it's non-stop moving all the time with dancers and non-stop singing and entertainment. There's not a lot of chatter. It's more go, 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 go. And then we bring on a special guest every week on the second half of the show, and we bring on national acts. Our format, this is a television show, again, being filmed for a large network and Telemundo, which Telemundo goes into, I don't know how many countries, but the total number of homes that we're going to go into is 173 million with this show, which is a big deal.
Yeah.
And but with COVID, as you all know, it's changed the schedule around. It's changed so many things. And every day, I used to have the schedule down in my head. I knew that we had Winona was opening show. The next show was Jody Messina. I knew this. I don't know now. I mean, like every week, they tell me who's going to be on that weekend. And with the COVID virus, a lot of the nationals have been grounded, if you want to call it that, where they can't travel. And it's probably best that they didn't. But so I've kind of used a little bit of local resources and calling on the different theaters in town and saying, hey, you guys come on over and be a guest, do a guest shot, and use the radio time, because we're on, as you know, 102.9 and KRZK live and all that stuff, and use the air time and the TV time and stuff to come over and promote your shows. I'm not worried about promoting your theater. I want you to promote your theaters. I want you to promote what you do, because I think that all of us here in Branson working together is the only way we're going to make it through this stuff. You know?
Yeah. So you've got the show that you're in.
Yeah.
And both of you are in that, and you got other cast members, and then You have some other shows happening as well, is that correct?
I do, and just so that everybody gets a full feel of my band, I said earlier in the first segment of the show that I had the best band in Branson. I've got Mark Boyd on guitar, I've got Steve Leach on bass, I've got Rick McEwen, which these are known names here in Branson. Rick McEwen on guitar and vocals. I've got Paul Oney on drums, David Brooks on keyboards, and Robbie Springfield on steel guitar, and all these guys are very well known, and they're the A-listers, y'all, so come on, see the show. Also in the theater, we've got the piano man, David Brooks,
right.
the Piano Man Experience.
He's been on the show a long time ago, but if you want to go archive it, check it out, he's there. So.
He's a great personality, too. He's got this awesome just entertainment quality about it, and he's got it. And then we've got Mark Aldred doing the Jukebox Live, and we have 2 more new shows that are coming on. I think they're starting Labor Day weekend. We have a game show that used to be in Branson, which was a big deal in Branson, that is coming back to Branson, that's using the Star as their home. And they had a large crowd all the time. They give away big prizes. So you folks out there, you can win trips to Acapulco. When we get through the COVID stuff, Acapulco, everywhere, you can win big ticket items. So pay attention to that. And then we've also got another show that's coming direct from Harrah's main showroom in Las Vegas. It's going to be performing at the Star for the entire fall season. So, check it out.
So you're just tempting us.
I'm teasing you a little bit.
Okay, I didn't get to break the news here. But, so be watching.
Well, it has something to do with Elvis, I can tell you that.
Okay, there we go. So Elvis is sometimes seen in Branson. So you've got the two theaters in the same place. You got some shows in there now. You're bringing in more, so it's going to become quite the place for lots of entertainment.
Yes.
Yeah, and something else that I'd like to just let you all know out there that we also have a full service bar. We're the only theater in Branson that has a full service bar. You can order your favorite adult beverage, and you can sit and drink it in the theater, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the show. After the show, we have entertainment as well. So when you're leaving the show, if you want to go out for that nightcap, you don't have to leave the theater. We have entertainment still out there. It's free. And we have anything like I said. And we have food, too. Limited. On the late night stuff, it's limited. But there's still munchies of things. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something earlier when we were talking off camera about doing a dinner before the show at the theater.
Oh, yeah, we're doing that now. We just started it last week. And you know what's just cool? And you know this as well as I. You've been in this business and the business that you're in for a long time. You've been around Branson, and I commend you. Thank you for that.
Thanks.
And but I wanted people, and the people in this business, to come out and actually try the dinner. I didn't want you to talk about the dinner without actually trying the dinner. Yeah. So I had 102.9 and the Z, and I had 106.3 come in there, and some of the other people in television. I said, come on out here and try this. And they did, and it's really good, folks. It's good. We have brisket, we have chicken, we have potatoes and green beans and cobbler and salad. And you don't get your choice of just one. You have it all. So
sounds good. I'm ready to go eat. I'm ready to go. Tell people like where can they find more information about the theater? Do you have a website or anything, or Facebook?
Go to BransonStar.com. Branson Theater. Branson Star Theater. I'm sorry. BransonStarTheater.com.
Okay.
And the same on Facebook. And you can also find Stevie Lee Woods on Facebook. Yeah. And you'll find out everything about the shows and what's going on.
And so they can also, we mentioned also, if I want to go to Spotify, I can type in your name, Stevie Lee Woods, and it should pop up on your country song. Correct. So if someone's hasn't heard your music or is not real familiar, they can go check it out.
Yeah. They can on any one of your favorite. Whichever's your favorite, it's on there.
Yeah. So folks, go check out what they're doing over there at the Branson Star Theater. It is located on West 76 Country Boulevard on the west side of town. If you know where Olive Garden is, it's right behind Olive Garden. Schlotzsky's, or just past Bigfoot on the left, kind of right before you're headed out of town to go to Silver Dollar City. So if you hit IHOP, you've gone too far. And so be sure, I know they've got a sign up there that says Nashville Roadhouse Live.
Yeah.
Did I get that right?
Yeah. We have all this big reader board coming, so watch for it.
Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting. Okay, folks, we'll be back in just a minute. Hang tight.
Thank you.
Hey folks, we're wrapping up the show today, and we want to just thank Stevie and Mark for coming out and telling us about what's going on at the Branson Star Theater. You know, that theater is a little harder to see because it's off the road a little bit, and so if you're wondering where it is behind the Olive Garden restaurant. Check it out. A lot of big entertainers have performed there. Shoji's been there, Yakov's been there, Mel Tillis has been there, and I give those guys a lot of credit for trying something new during COVID-19. That's a big task. So we appreciate them doing that. Here's the deal. If you want to get tickets for the Branson Star Theater or any other theater, show, attraction, hotel in town, be sure to go to ibranson.com. Those people will help plan your entire Branson vacation, or you can call them at 877-ENTERTAIN. Now, if you're thinking about coming to Branson, you love country music, guess what? Silver Dollar City has Country Music Days this month. You're going to have some great bands out there like Sawyer Brown, Shenandoah. We also have some local bands that will be out there like Eastern Heights, Melody Hart and Family. So be sure to check the Silver Dollar City schedule on when those entertainers will be performing out there. Once again, go like us on Facebook at facebook.com/PlayBranson. We also have our YouTube channel, or you can go to PlayBranson.com and see any of our past episodes there. We appreciate your support, and we'll keep playing if you'll keep watching. Have a good day.